Hey guys, what kind of high school did you go to?
Because let's tell you about the death trap of a high school that we went to.
Our high school pretty much tried to kill us every year that we went there.
On regular
And
intervals, definitely.
yeah, it did. It probably took around, I'd say, 10 to 15 years off of our lifespans, minimum. That's not counting the 5 years that we spent there.
Our high school was located in the most ghetto ass place in this entire city.
Yeah, we went to high school in a ghetto at the center of our city, around the downtown area. And it's so condensed there that Small and myself, we were both born at the same hospital. And we went to school across the street from the hospital that we were born at. That's how close together everything.
We literally went to high school on the same street that we were born on.
Yep.
Not to mention that our elementary school isn't too far, and of course downtown's not that far either. It's
Yep,
pretty ghetto.
We haven't moved around a lot in our lives.
Nope, I'd
Let's
say
be completely
that
honest.
1 kilometer radius is pretty much
Yeah.
hosted 90% of our lives.
And a lot of our shitty life experiences
Have originated
are high school.
from that said 1 kilometer radius.
Our
Let's
high
tell-
school was a big
Yeah,
part.
let's tell you about some of those said experiences.
So let us give you a bit of a backstory on our amazing high school. It was founded in the 1940s.
So it's pretty
and
old.
Yeah, but it's actually been rebuilt 3 times in its history because it's caught on fire a lot over its history.
Like a lot. Like this school has burned down more f***ing times than the Notre Dame. Like 3 times
Yeah.
more. That's a correct example.
It's a little weak, but that school, it was rebuilt in the 1970s for its final time, so it hasn't burned down in about 50 years.
Too bad it still
or
looks like
so.
it's from the 1970s.
It really does. Architecture is crap. The inside is crap.
The school overall
Everything
is crap.
It's really bad. Like, for example, when we were in the 10th grade, we all had an assembly, right?
Mhm.
We all sat down in the bleachers, and the principal came out, and he's like, so, welcome to grade 10, blah, blah, blah. You're halfway through your high school journey, blah, blah, bullshit, whatever he was saying. And he's like, oh yeah, at the end of the thing, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, there's a little bit of lead in the water, so like, just don't drink it, right? And everyone's just staring at each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever drunk drinking water at school? Not us.
You ever drink?
We
Yeah,
can't.
They're like, yo, don't drink the water. It has lead in it, guys. What are you doing? We're just looking at each other like, you're telling me for the last 2 years, the water we've been drinking is poisoned with lead. And we're like, just a little bit, yo.
Do you remember in history we
Fine.
learned about how people used to eat off lead plates and then blame things like tomatoes for poisoning them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, they
well,
used to like.
yeah, that was the we were
all
drinking
the time. Yeah.
for 5 years. To give you an
Imagine-
example, just as an example, our chemistry labs brought in water from other schools, yet didn't bring in clean water for us to drink.
They're like, guys, we can't have you pipetting this dirty lead.
Please, it will contaminate the samples.
But no.
But please, feel free to drink it.
And you might be thinking that we're exaggerating, but we're really not. There really is lead in the water because, like I said before, the school is really old, and back then they didn't have as many regulations. So
And they
I
just
guess
never
when they
bothered to
built it,
fix them.
We don't actually know how long that water has been.
Or if it's better now, which,
poisoned
let's
with
be
lead.
honest, it probably isn't.
It isn't, because anytime you go around our school, there's only certain water fountains that you can drink from because
Yeah.
they're supposedly lead free. Although
Yeah.
we have no way of verifying that it actually is. So we could still be drinking that lead water.
In all honesty, one of the requirements of going to that school, bring a water bottle.
Yeah, and you need it to last the entire day.
On that one
Unless
said
you
water
want
bottle.
to
Unless you
risk
want to steal
drinking
someone
the
else's
water.
water, in which case we
That
can't.
happens a lot.
It
My
does.
water bottle got stolen.
Water
a
bottles
lot.
get stolen.
A
Ca-
lot.
ca-
It's
yeah.
a commodity at our
It
school
really
because-
is. You guys ever hear of a thing called asbestos? Real dangerous thing. You know, they put it into the building materials in the walls. You don't know why
Mhm.
it's so dangerous? Because when
And
you
what is
breathe
that?
in, it causes this little condition called cancer. Pretty bad. Don't want it in the kids.
So let us tell you a little story that has to do with asbestos in our school. So in the 11th grade, it was winter time and it snowed a lot. So we had a couple snow days that we were off. And when we came back to school, we walk in, and as I'm going to my chemistry room, I can't access that area because it's just blocked off. I'm wondering, well, what's going on, right? So I went to a completely different part of the school, and there was my chemistry class in the basement, in the computer labs, not in the chemistry area, not in the science wing, because actually what had happened was the temperature had gotten so cold that one of the pipes burst, and that just flooded the entire area, and all the drywall and everything just got destroyed, and it just
Now,
Just
what does that
blew
say about our
asbestos
school's
into
insulation?
everything.
Doesn't. It certainly speaks volumes.
amazing. Certainly does, especially in the science wing of all places. Like, you know what?
Now, what that caused, that little explosion in our
That was
school,
asbestos.
caused one of the water lines of our school to burst. You know, the lead water lines. And it caused that said water to start filling up the walls. That's right, the walls, which were made of asbestos.
And that led the asbestos to come out
Into the air.
into the air.
The last place
And it was
that you
amazing.
want it. And I can vouch for it because my locker was one of the ones destroyed.
Yeah, that sucks.
It really does.
I have a
Especially
question
considering
for-
where they moved me. Like, they moved me to, like, that old ass part of the school.
Oh yeah, the last remaining part that wasn't destroyed
Yeah,
by the fire. From
exactly. The
1970s.
really old part. And I opened my new locker just barely. There's just, like, this pile of shit on the bottom of it. I'm like, what the is
Oh
this?
my god.
I'm like, for some reason I wasn't too surprised. I'm like, which really also speaks volumes about the fact I wasn't surprised to find a pile of shit in my locker.
So Small,
Hmm.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So since your locker was destroyed in this asbestos attack,
Yes.
right? You had to get your stuff out of your locker in the asbestos war zone that had been set up
Yes,
on the
I did.
third floor of our school.
Yeah, I was in
How
there.
are you sure that you didn't ingest asbestos when you went in there?
Let me tell you another story about that. We were in automotive class, right? You
Mhm.
know, the car class.
Yeah, where you do car.
Yeah, yes,
things,
car
right?
things, right? So,
Mhm.
asbestos, you know where else it's found? In the
Where?
brake pads of cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the brake pads. So, you know, once again, asbestos, pretty bad stuff. Causes cancer. Naturally, you'd assume we should probably wear masks, right? Well, not in our school. No. We can't afford masks. Of course not. So just, you know what? Just be very careful, guys. Just try not to breathe it in. That's great advice. Thank you, Mr. Car Teacher, for telling me that.
The guys. breathe
Just
while
try
you're
not to
doing it,
breathe
and you
while
might
you're
get
in its
cancer.
vicinity. Sounds great. So I take off the brake pad, right? And of course, me being the stupid dumbass I am, right? Drops the or
course.
hits the two brake pads together, right? And it forms this
Yeah.
like brown Nagasaki cloud of death around us, right? Around me and Big Mac. Yeah, and I can literally say that it was quite the asbestos attack that I committed, right?
Why would you do that though?
I was a kid.
No, you weren't. This was
Hey.
11th grade.
Hey,
You're
hey,
practicing- you
listen,
had a
listen.
full beard.
They're opening schools in the middle of a pandemic. They trust them not to spread the virus. I think I trust myself not to give people asbestos cancer.
So, did you breathe in those asbestos particles?
I mean, I guess we'll see.
We'll see in about 50 years, man.
Yeah, and you know what would have helped? If we had masks. That would have very
Dude,
much
we can't
helped.
afford that.
Yeah, not that school, no. No, they did have masks, which we had to share. Yeah, sharing masks.
Wait. You had to share like those N95 respirators?
Oh, they weren't N95 by all means. They were like one of those like shit, like ones.
Medical
that-
masks?
No, they were far worse than that. They were like a piece of paper with like two
Just
strings attached to them.
That's not a mask. That's just
No,
a
yo, hey,
in front of your
hey,
mouth.
it's better than nothing, right? But you know, if I wanted to
it
put it
though?
on, I had to take it off the sweaty ass and senior over there and put it onto my face. I'm like, you know what? You can just keep that. I'll take the asbestos.
So, again, how did you get your stuff out of your locker in the asbestos war zone
I
that
didn't.
was set up?
I didn't find it. They basically threw all
Wait.
of our stuff into big black bags and said, "Yeah, one of them are yours. Just look around." I never
Here, just
never
look
found
around,
my
make sure you
stuff.
don't breathe it in.
Yeah.
So what if asbestos got into all your stuff?
You do realize our school's first line of defense against asbestos was a fan, right? A fucking fan.
True. Because when they set up everything to block off students
They
from
literally
going
no.
in,
They
on
literally
one
closed
side-
the doors.
Yeah, they just closed the doors. There's holes.
There
underneath.
is a gap under the door.
Yes.
Like,
there's a gap
for
under
context,
the
do you
door.
remember the guys from the city that came to fix it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, the guys that came to fix it from the city, right? To come inspect the fucking asbestos air, they were wearing hazmat suits. We were just chilling. We were just walking around. And I swear to God, before they left, I heard one of the guys say, "Yo, make sure you put that hazmat suit in a fucking bag." I'm like, "What? I'm just here." And these guys are disposing of the hazmat suits.
I don't understand why they would keep the school open because they know they have over 1,000
Oh,
students
please.
walking around with potentially
Because Big,
cancer-causing
it's
particles
not
in
that
the
it's
air.
not that complicated, Big. You see, you have to pay the principal. The principal needs his money.
Man, our principal was such a chungus. Honestly,
He
was a
really
big
was.
chungus.
He really was the biggest chungus. But he was a cool guy, I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, doors aside, okay, at least a door is a better defense than what was on the other side of the asbestos wall. You know what was on the other side next to the one physics classroom that didn't get destroyed?
No.
A sheet. A sheet of paper. I could take a pencil, jab through it, and it would probably create a hole. That's how thin the sheet was. And you're
Okay.
telling me asbestos can't penetrate through that?
It's better than nothing, right?
Is it? Is it though? 'Cause
Yo,
it
but
sure
I mean,
feels
I'm
like
just saying, like,
nothing.
send the kids home, or make
Or
them
give
go to
them
school and breathe
cancer.
in cancerous material. You know, I mean,
Dude, we're
the choice
we're
is
honestly
obvious.
gonna get cancer.
I don't even think we can
Man.
sue the school because they'll just blame it on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, honestly. Bastards.
Bing bing bong bing bong bing bing bong 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 bing bong bing bing bong bing